Hello everybody and welcome to Going Medieval. Yes, we're going medieval. Let's do it. Okay, nothing's gonna happen because it's just a game, but hey, Going Medieval is a new colony management, colony simulator game. And yes, it is similar to RimWorld, but it does some things differently. And this game is coming out in early access on the 1st of June, but the lovely developers have already given me access to the full game. We just came out of the beta weekend, where everybody could play it. So unfortunately you missed it, but on the other hand, it's like from the date of recording, it's like 8 more days until the game actually comes out in early access. So it's going to be out soon, TM. Most important question, what's the price going to be? As far as I remember, it's 20 quid, 23 euros, 25 bucks. Plus like local, whatever your local adjusted prices is, that's the prices for the main, you know, currencies out there. Pounds, euros, and dollars. But yeah, we already played this a lot on stream, but I was like, you know what? This is perfect for my channel, so we're gonna play it as well on YouTube. Because I had a lot of fun with this. I get to kill more of my viewers, which is always fun. Yeah, we're gonna just get started with a new game. We're gonna go for Standard, which is your settlement will experience enemy raids. Yes, there's already raids in the game, as well as environmental events, aka stuff like thunderstorms, very loud, warning, hailstorms, cold snaps, heat waves. Raids occur at steady intervals. Their difficulty adapts as you progress. There's also peaceful, which is no enemy attacks. And then there's survival, which is like hard mode, just based on the scenario. But you can also adjust the difficulty. So you can go all the way from very easy to hard. We're going to keep it standard and normal. You can have different starting conditions. And you can already make a custom one as well. And have, you know, the super duper variation there, which is really, really awesome. You can pick when you start. How many people do you start with? What resources? Yeah, everything. It's really cool. Really like it. There's already so much customization that you can do, because that's going to keep a game like this alive. There's currently 2 pre-made starting scenarios. There's one where you start with 3 settlers, which is a new life. You start in spring, you get ample resources, which is really nice. There's also, for the people out there who love pain, because I know you love pain, there is the Lone Wolf starting scenario, which is 1 person in winter with hardly any resources, which is incredibly rough. So, yeah, have fun with that. Or something like that. But we're going to go with a new life. I don't want to be that. I don't want to go and have it be like super painful. So we're just going to go and do like just a little bit of pain. All right. We're going to just have a little bit of pain. The game is set. This, by the way, was the random emblem that the game rolled for us when I streamed it. The game is set in 14th century England. The only thing that is like made up at the moment is the religions. So there is no, you know, real reflection on like real life religions. They're just made up religions that people belong to. And it depends, like there are different like severities of affiliation. Let's call it that way. Also, I mean, call me childish, but I gotta go with Wangford. I swear I didn't do this. The game just rolled that for me. I'm sorry, but Wangford is amazing. So that's what we're gonna go for. Also, yes, I'm about 12 years old. YouTube, I'm not actually 12 years old. I just had my 37th birthday, but I am young at heart, and you know, that is funny. There's 3 different map types that you can start with. Valley, which is pretty easy. Plentiful vegetation, fertile soil, lots of clay, moderate amount of limestone, lesser amounts of gold, silver, iron, and salt. See, I've not even ever seen silver when I played. I've seen gold, but not that. The hillsides, uneven terrain, suitable for a good defensive position, a fair amount of limestone and clay, a moderate amount of fertile soil and vegetation. I think I'll go with hillside, because you can also be even harsher on yourself, torture yourself even more, and go on the mountain. Plentiful limestone, gold, iron, and silver. So there are some upsides, but on the other side, lesser amounts of fertile soil, clay, and vegetation. And that is a really cool thing, I think, actually, because it lets you have different focused settlements, because I hope in the future there will be trade. So with a settlement on the hillside, you can maybe go more into like resource trading for food rather than like straight up food production. And there's a lot of things that this game does incredibly correct, that makes me very excited about it. Obviously, so we need to go and get a little symbol. Let's see what we get. I don't like any of those. There's also that one. There's a happy face as well. Let's see. Just a paddle. The paddling will continue until morale improves. Or something like that. That's clearly what that means, right? Well, I like this one. This is really pretty. I really like the color composition, that one. Yeah, we're going to go with that one. So you cannot at the moment adjust map size, which is the actual playable area that you get. But considering that there is a selection button, I assume in the future we will be able to do that. And then obviously you can randomize the seed. And you get different, what is the word? Different looking maps. And they generate differently, but obviously we're going on the hillside. Let's go with this one if you'd like to play along. Well, if you have the game, I guess, which you can't yet. But maybe in the early access, 1386101613 is the seed of choice. And then we're going to click on next. And there we are. There's our 3 lovely colonists, all without eyes. Also, apparently all female. Much like... And yes, this is gonna come up all the time. Do excuse me. Do excuse. Much like RimWorld. I swear this game is not just 3D RimWorld. I promise, it's different. It does there are certain things it does differently, which I like a lot. I had a lot of fun with this game, but there is just just certain things that you can only do optimally in one way. So there will be similarities, right? So there is that. So we're gonna go with these lovely folks. Let's see, maybe we'll re-roll a little bit. She is a really good doctor, good-ish at punching people. Skills actually go up to 50. There are 50 skill levels, so a skill level of 1 is very bad, but she could go into construction and tailoring and then do medicine if need be. I will re-roll you because speechcraft doesn't really do anything yet for us. So smithing and tailoring is nice. I'd like somebody with passion in cooking, but you could be a good scribe. But let's see. Maybe we can get somebody that can actually cook. Yes. How about you? Perfect. Good at smithing, and then you have double passion and culinary interest. Yes. So you, and then let's see what we're going to do about you. We're going to need somebody that's good at botany as well. There's a lot more traits in this, which means you need a lot more colonists in a colony to get it actually like working stably. I think I'm gonna go with you because you like botany, carpentry, and construction. Speechcraft right now doesn't really do anything. Bargaining, as it says, like it says good at bargaining, helping and sharing other workers. Bargaining, trading isn't in yet, but it will be. So that's really neat. I think that's good. So what you do is you get a background story. This is the religious alignment. So there's 2 religions. There is restitutionists and the Oak Brethren, and your colonists will belong to either one of those. And then depending on the bar, like how filled the bar is, that's how like strongly they feel about religion. You get the age, the weight, and the height, of your colonists. They each have a background story, which we'll obviously read. But we will first name our colonists, because then reading the backstories just gets that much more hilarious. And they all have perks. So the first person that we have is Fuzzy Bear. So this is Fuzzy Bear. And if you're wondering where I get the name from, I draw the names from my patrons on Patreon. So any Patreon on the $3 tier and above has the chance to be named in a colony of mine in games like this. So if that's what you like, head on over to my Patreon. There's a little eye in the top right corner, or down in the description below there's a link. $3 a month gets you this little tiny perk, which is just a tiny way of me giving back to you. Then we have Mark 3186, and a Lord Powder as well. And then obviously we have to go check out their backstories. So Fuzzy Bear Holmes is infirm. Great. Fragile health. Okay, wait, actually let's start this way. Fuzzy Bear Holmes, 27 years old, 150 centimeters tall, weighing 73 kilos, is a fragile health. And her fragile health is a burden that Fuzzy Bear has always had to bear. She is often convalescent. Her hit point recovery is slower. Her motor functions is lower, and her wound regeneration is slower. So it just takes a long time to heal and get better. She is also, one of her perks is 40 winks. Fuzzy Bear only needs to shut her eyes for the briefest of catnaps to feel fully restored. Sleep recovery speed up and sleep depletion speed down. So that means she doesn't need to sleep as long, and she can stay up longer as well. That's pretty neat. Her actual background, though, is a charitable farrier. Fuzzy Bear is a horse whisperer. She keeps equine hooves healthy and shod in iron. It doesn't pay much, but it's a stable job. After the apocalypse, aka after the plague went through, because as I mentioned, this is 14th century England, and specifically actually after the great, after the Black Death, after the plague went through and ravaged the country. So that is the whole inspiration behind why these settlers are moving out to found a new settlement. It is after the Black Death, and they're looking for a new start. After the apocalypse, Fuzzy Bear roved among the mills, begging or stealing flour to bake bread. This she made into simple bannocks and distributed to the starving village folk, barely clinging to the wreckage of their former lives. It kept Fuzzy Bear busy and purposeful. Because of her backstory, she gets +12 to smithing, +3 to animal handling, which unfortunately isn't in yet, but will be soon, and +5 to cooking. Mark, the perks. Mark, 40 years of age, 1 meter and 80 centimeters tall, 93 kilograms in weight, is an early bird. Mark relishes getting to work at daybreak when the first cock crows, and early bedtime is essential. Sleep recovery speed is slower. Sleep depletion speed is faster. So he needs to go to bed early, but also gets up early. Mark is ruthless. Mark is extremely candid and doesn't suffer fools gladly. Those who can't handle the unvarnished truth tend to steer clear. So basically Mark speaks as her mind, actually. Mark is also a cannibal, which we all know about Mark already anyways. Mark is a merciless butcher and devourer of men. She is fortified by human meat flesh. And yes, that answers another one of those big giant questions. Yes, there's cannibalism in the game. You're welcome. Lord Powder, last but not least, the third of our intrepid first settlers, 47 years of age, 1 meter 75 tall, and 97 kilograms heavy, is congenial, out of sight, out of mind. That's Lord Powder's motto. He didn't worry about things beyond his control. So he's just generally happier. He's just happier, which is awesome. And bad situations don't make him unhappy that quickly either, which is nice. He's winsome. Everyone loved Lord Powder. The shy and the bold, knights and children, young and old. He was beautiful to behold. And last but not least, he's a lightweight. He really cannot hold his drink. Even a tiny tipple will make Lord Powder doze off, because there is actually alcohol and drinking in this. Because you actually have to provide drinks to your colonists. we never read Mark's backstory, I just realized. Oh no, I've been a remiss. All right, let me tell you about Lord Powder, and then we'll read Mark's backstory, because that's also very important. Though we're not educated, Lord Powder was wise. He knew when to plant to avoid a frost and could coax oxen to plow a perfect furrow. Life was hard, but nature was bountiful. Lord Powder had much to be thankful for. In the wake of death and terror, Lord Powder thought it was bleeding obvious that the royals were to blame, cutting England to the bone because of their silly French war. He had pitched in willingly to help shore up York's defenses. Someone had to make a stand. So he is good at animal handling because of his backstory: botany, intellectual, construction, and melee. And Mark is a Yorkist field doctor. By day, Mark tended fallen troops, but at night, the rank threat of battlefield dysentery and marsh fever invaded her sleep. Bad air from bloated corpses was the stuff of nightmares. Of the four horsemen, Mark dreaded pestilence the most. When the world changed, Mark thought it was bleeding obvious that the royals were to blame, cutting England to the bone because of their silly French war. She had pitched in willingly to help shore up York's defenses. Someone had to make a stand. So both Lord Powder and Mark are very, very, very firm in their convictions. And Mark, because of her backstory, gets plus medicine, melee, and construction. And there we have it. The inhabitants of Wangford, because we are just about that old. So let's go. Wangford, 3 settlers, standard difficulty, normal difficulty. Scenario is a new life, and we're going to the hillside. Let's embark. We don't need tutorial tips. Let's do it. Let's go to building, because that's what we're doing. A new life. The plague had ravaged the British Isles, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Untold millions went to an early grave, and those left standing were plunged into poverty, brutally scarred by the horrors that they had witnessed. Nothing would ever be the same again. As the cold retreated, heralding spring of the year 1353, Fuzzy Bear, Mark, and Lord Powder set off into the wilderness to claim a piece of the land as their own, as was their right, in the eyes of God and under the law. Here they may lay down the foundations for some kind of future. Perhaps hope will follow. Mark is confident, defiant even. We will make this work. We will take our share of land. We will build there, and we will defend it. Many have tried. Some have fallen, beset by bandits, defeated by drought. Yet many have also prevailed. Have faith. The place we found will stand centuries from now. Our descendants will be there still. Into a landscape of rolling hills and ancient, crumbling forts the companions trekked. Each ascent rewarded Lord Powder with a view that stretched for many leagues. No enemy approach would go unseen, he thought. They built a camp that would, in time, become the settlement of Wangford. And there we are. Here's the game. Let's pause. Because that's what the first thing we do when we get into a game. We pause because we go and assign the jobs, assign the schedule, and there we are. See, this is why people say, oh, this game's just like RimWorld, because, you know, this is just the optimal way of doing this. This is just the optimal way of doing it. So that's, yeah, we gotta do it like this. This is just how it goes. This is just best. All right, convalesce gonna be on 1, except for the doctors, of course. You can grow, harvest, and cut plants, and then you should go do construction after that. You probably won't be hunting. You can do smithing, but you're also gonna be doing our cooking. Mark is gonna be our constructor, and you're gonna be our tailor, and you're gonna be our carpenter. Yeah, we're actually gonna just assign it like that. And then that's all of that. The schedule, blue sleep. This is anything. We're gonna give them actually a little bit more sleep in the evening. We're gonna give them some leisure time. And then we're gonna assign them a lot of work. Yes, you can already copy paste as well, which is very nice. And then we gotta manage. We gotta manage and assign their weaponry. Let's go and see real quick. You are a melee fighter. So Fuzzy Bear gets a melee one-handed and a shield. Mark is also a melee fighter. Oh boy, melee one-handed. No, melee two-handed. We'll give you a melee two-handed. We'll also allow headgear, because headgear is important. Managed apparel, we can leave that like this right now. All armor. We'll leave it all on all foods for now. Eventually, we'll probably switch it to only cooked meals, but that's going to take a little bit till we get there. And then Lord Powder is going to be... He is better at melee, but he has a passion for ranged. So we're going to go with ranged for you. All headgear, all apparel, all armor, no shields, because you're going to be a ranged fighter. Perfect. All right, let's take a little view. So, what makes this game so awesome is the fact that it has verticality. Up here you can see the layers. So there are 16 layers in total, which means you can actually dig really deep into the ground, and you can actually build up really, really high as well. Actually, I think higher than the 16 levels let you, like theoretically would let you. As far as like when I tried it, that's what it seemed like, which is really pretty awesome. So we're gonna allow everything. Obviously, we need to get some food going. So we're going to get started with that first, which was... Wait, can we actually? No, I think we have to research it first, so we shan't. Never mind. I have changed my mind completely. We will start... Yeah, because we can't do that yet. We're going to start with a default stockpile. We will stockpile here, I reckon, because this will be where we farm, and we should be building on this floor. So that's what we're going to start with. We gotta go. I'm going to unpause and let the gameplay. The only thing is there's no continuous music, so it's going to be just me blabbing on for a little bit. And we're going to cut the trees, and then we're going to harvest as well where we can. Harvest the berries, though there's not that many berries out and about just yet. We're just going to mark some stuff as well, so people can get started on that. There we go. And then we should start working and thinking about... ooh, lots of coal as well. Very nice. Where we want to put our building. So we should start with like a communal type building, I guess. With just beds and like a table... and, you know, that sort of stuff. So I'm going to put a wooden floor down for now, because somebody can start on the construction already. They are all harvesting. I do actually forgot something. I need to have somebody on hauling, which Mark can do for now. Eventually, we'll have somebody only do hauling. That's going to be the main job. But with only 3 people, that is not ideal. So there we go. Already building... the lovely, lovely stuff. Very nice. So you can turn treetops off if you'd like to get a better view, which can actually be quite helpful sometimes. All right. I just put that in the wrong spot, because we want to do a door there, and we want to do a door... well, actually there. So we'll cancel that. No, not the wooden wall, the wooden door. You can also build windows, which is really neat. And I kind of forgot to put some windows in. So wait, we have a door here, then 3. And then we'll do a window. A door here, then 3. And then put a window in here. And here. Is that gonna work? I think so. I think that's like all nicely lined up and stuff. I hope. I think. Maybe. Potentially. And then we'll do more walls here. You can build walls out of different materials. You just have to research it. There's quite a lot of research already in the game, which is really nice. We're also going to speed up to speed 3, and then let them build their lovely housing here. And then we will continue on with the settlement building next time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you all soon. Take care, and bye-bye.